Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new, which you may be, because we're covering a new coin. I have covered this in the past. I have actually held this in the past as well, but we're talking about Slerf. Slerf is one of the, it used to be one of the biggest meme coins on Solana. It very much hasn't been in the publicity for a very long time, for some time now already. However, it got back into that publicity in the last 24 hours. I mean, a couple of hours ago, we started pumping massively. You can see that with the price right now, from the bottom to the top, we were up 640%. Right now, we're still up 400%, at least with the Binance Perpetual Futures contract. So we'll talk about that. Now, first of all, I do want to say that there is manipulation going on, all right? Whether that's cornered supply, whether that's just blatant manipulation, who knows? But this is tricky, all right? And I would actually say, I'll probably call this an emergency update. I would say for most of you, trading this is not a wise idea, all right? There's manipulation behind it, and whoever is manipulating this is going to make money on that, all right? And it's a zero-sum market. So what does that mean? When money is being made by the manipulators, there's one side that loses the money, and that's retail, all right? That's you and me. So if you're not an experienced trader, if you don't know risk management, don't even bother. But okay, we'll do a full update, and we'll actually talk about some critical levels and why it's actually a realistic possibility that we'll rally up higher. Now, the news that we got is that Binance Futures will delist the Slerf USDT contract. Who knows if it's going to be relisted, because Slerf is also going through a token migration right now. Now, whoever is bullish on this will say, oh, it's a token migration, all right? That's why we are bullish. But ultimately, I don't believe that, all right? Slerf has been dead for quite some time. I mean, if you take a look at the price action all time, the last time we rallied a little bit was November, and then we also did not get back to the same price as we were at when it launched in March 2024. Solana meme coin season. Great times. So there was absolutely no hype before the token migration until the delisting announcement, and then the hype came, and we've seen this pattern a couple of times with other coins as well, where they get a delisting, and then all of a sudden whoever's doing it could be the team, it could be a team in cooperation with a market maker, it could be whales, manipulate the price, they get a better exit, and then the token dies again. And that is what I think is going to happen with this as well. But what we have learned from some of those other delisting fiascos is that the price can actually rally up higher, especially when there's some sort of a narrative that they can build around it, right? Which they can do with this new token migration. And they're also saying, oh, we're going to get a bunch of exchange listings after that. So okay, and maybe that's going to be great, but I don't think so, right? So at this point of time, the situation is that the volume is extremely high, all right? Very often when you see volume that is extremely high like this, there is a high likelihood that we will rally up higher. And the funding rate, if I will be allowed to show you that, is most likely no. I mean, the funding rate is actually positive. That is insane. Okay, so be aware of that. Be aware of the funding rate. At this point of time, it's positive. So what that means is that you will actually get paid if you're shorting this. But who knows if that's going to last? I mean, very often that shifts around. And you can see right here as well that during certain periods of time in the last week, it has been negative. So be aware of that. But for now, the key levels to watch, this is the 5-minute time frame. The key level to watch right here is 38 cents. Right? If we break above 38 cents, the next support level is 50, or the next resistance level is 50 and 52 cents. I think that's most likely, all right? Would I trade that? No. Do I think it's most likely we'll fill some imbalances first lower, down towards 25, 22 and a half, maybe 20 cents, but let's say 22 and a half cents. I do think so. But it's just historically, whenever a coin gets a delisting, has strange funding rates, and when it has volume like this, it rallies up higher. All right, especially since it's so recent, and since I think a lot of traders are looking for an opportunity to revenge trade. So like I said, 38 cents is the magic level. Break above that and we're going to rally higher, first into 50 cents, then possibly into 60 cents. Those are the next two price targets. After that, we'll see. Depends on the reaction. And I would say, based on those reasons I've given you earlier, it rallies higher. Would I trade it though? No, because it's risky. Those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend, and bye.